They threatened an old widow with fines over her lawn, so I showed up with my mower instead of a complaint. Today I grabbed my mower and headed over to mow the lawn for an 80-year-old widow who's been living alone ever since her husband passed away 15 years ago. Her yard had become a jungle, grass rising high, weeds swallowing the walkway, branches drooping low like they were trying to close her in. She no longer had the strength to keep up with it, and the city had already issued a citation: take care of the lawn or face a hefty fine. On her limited income, that fine would have been a crushing blow. It wasn't just about money, it was about dignity. No one should feel like they're being punished simply because age has slowed their hands. So I stepped up. I wasn't going to let her carry that weight alone. Not long after I got started, the peace of the afternoon was broken. The steady hum of the mower was drowned out by the sharp voice of a neighbor from next door. She marched toward me, visibly upset, her arms folded tightly across her chest. Even before she spoke, her body language told the whole story. She didn't approve. She questioned why I was there, demanded to know who gave me permission, and insisted that I was out of line. Her tone was clipped and cold, as if I'd broken some unspoken law. It wasn't the kind of curiosity that comes from concern. It was the kind of challenge that comes from control. The widow, standing quietly on her porch, tried to explain. Her voice was soft, almost apologetic, as she told the neighbor that she had asked me to help, but her words were brushed aside, ignored, like they didn't matter. The neighbor wasn't listening, because this wasn't about the lawn at all. It was about power, about someone in the neighborhood who wanted everything to go through her, to happen with her blessing. It was the kind of behavior that prioritizes rules over compassion, appearances over kindness, the sort of thinking that would rather see a fine paid than a hand extended. I could feel her eyes on me, but I stayed focused. I kept pushing the mower, row by row, determined not to let her disapproval stop me. I wasn't there for her approval. I wasn't there to follow her version of order. I was there to do something decent for someone who needed it. Eventually the shouting died down. Maybe she realized I wasn't going to stop. Maybe she got tired of fighting a battle she couldn't win. Either way, the noise faded, and all that remained was the rhythm of the mower, the smell of fresh-cut grass, and the slow transformation of the yard that had been left behind. By the time I finished, every inch of the lawn was trimmed, the walkway was clear, and the edges were neat. It wasn't perfect, but it was cared for, and that made all the difference. As I packed up my tools, the widow stood nearby. She didn't say much, but she didn't have to. Gratitude was written all over her face. It was in her eyes, in the way her shoulders relaxed, in the small smile that lingered even as she looked at the yard. Sometimes words aren't needed. You can just feel the weight lifted. I don't care how many angry neighbors there are, or how many sideways looks I get. I'll be back next week with a full gas can, ready to do it again, because helping elders will always matter more than obeying petty rules. If you believe kindness, hit like, comment justice. Thank you for your support. Subscribe.